So Maggot, I know that they start with at least a portion of it that's scripted. How does that, like, where does it drop off? Does it change when it drops off, or does the invader arrive differently every time?
So the invader comes in our version of the script, because we have like a truncated version of the Christmas Carol script, which I believe is the Alliance, like the old Alliance script. It was like from a partnership that we pretty much yoinked that script, that base script, years and years ago. So I'm guessing it's probably the older script that Andrew was talking about. It's right after Fred exits in the counting house in our script. So, and all of Christmas Eve morning is the same. Everything is set up as per normal. Bob Cratchit, we introduce Bob Cratchit, Fred in the counting house, and then after Fred leaves, we get an additional guest that morning, and it could be anyone. Last night's rehearsal, it was Paul Hollywood from the Great British Bake Off.
How did that turn out?
It went pretty well. I mean, it's interesting improvising half the show and doing Christmas Carol for the other half. So the concept was tying in Scrooge's redemption with the fact that he had never gotten a handshake from Paul Hollywood. And then once you get those two things to meet at the end of the show, it becomes pretty rewarding for the audience to watch.
Does it always turn out in a rewarding way for Scrooge? Like, is that the arc that the show tends to follow?
That's what we try to hold true. That's one of the things that we try to like really hold on to, is like the redemption still has to be there, because that's the heart of the show for us. So finding a way to incorporate an improviser that doesn't know any of the lines of the show is really, I think, what makes it kind of cool.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is it a different improviser every night who is the invader?
Yeah, different improviser, different character. Sometimes they know the show, sometimes they don't. So it's like wrangling everything.
Wow.
I'd like to ask a question as well.
Of course,
do you, the actors beforehand, know who the invader will be, or is this a surprise to you on stage?
Not only do we not know who the invader is going to be, we are sequestered backstage.
Okay.
So there are great lengths taken to make sure that the first time we see the invader is when they walk out on stage.
Wow.
They come out and do the curtain speech, so the audience sees them. So the audience gets introduced to the invader before the actors are.